With over 2.3 billion followers, Christianity is the world's largest religion, representing 31% of the global population. Yet in certain regions, identifying as Christian can put your life in serious danger. This video delves into the top 10 Muslim-majority nations where Christians face extreme hostility in 2024. What fuels this opposition, and why is it more than just a religious conflict? As we count down from 10 to 1, we'll uncover the startling truths behind the challenges Christians endure in these countries. Be sure to watch until the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay informed. Number 10. Saudi Arabia, the bedrock of Islam. What makes Saudi Arabia so unfriendly to Christians? With a population of 36 million in 2024, Saudi Arabia, where Islam originated, enforces strict Islamic laws. Practicing any religion other than Islam publicly is illegal. How many Christian churches are there in Saudi Arabia? Officially, none. Christians, mainly foreign workers, worship in secret, often in private homes, as public worship is strictly prohibited. Why do Christians stay in Saudi Arabia despite the dangers? Many remain due to job opportunities, though even possessing a Bible can result in arrest and deportation. The severe suppression of Christianity makes Saudi Arabia one of the most dangerous places for Christians globally. Number 9. Afghanistan, the quiet suffering. Afghanistan, with its population of 40 million in 2024, is one of the most dangerous countries in the world for Christians. This deeply conservative nation has woven Islam into nearly every aspect of its society, from culture to the legal system. As a result, converting from Islam to Christianity is seen not just as a religious decision, but as an act of treason, punishable by death. In fact, simply identifying as a Christian in Afghanistan can put your life at grave risk. Did you know that Afghanistan has no officially recognized Christian churches? The Christian population in this country is forced to worship in complete secrecy. Often, small groups of believers meet in hidden gatherings, fearful that their faith will be discovered. Even these underground congregations are fraught with danger, as any indication of their existence could lead to violence or arrest. The resurgence of the Taliban in recent years has exacerbated the persecution of Christians. Under their strict rule, even a mere suspicion of practicing Christianity can result in execution or imprisonment. There is no legal protection for Christians, no safe recourse for those who wish to practice their faith. The Taliban's harsh interpretation of Islamic law leaves no room for religious freedom, making Afghanistan a terrifying place for those who have chosen Christianity. In this environment, the lack of religious tolerance and constant threat of persecution create a sense of fear and isolation that hangs over the Christian community, forcing them to remain hidden from society. Number 8. Pakistan, a divided nation. Pakistan, a country of 240 million people in 2024, is home to a small Christian minority that makes up just 1.27% of the population. Despite their small numbers, Christians in Pakistan face relentless persecution, largely due to the country's strict blasphemy laws. These laws, among the harshest in the world, are often wielded as tools of oppression against religious minorities, particularly Christians. Did you know that Pakistan has around 2,500 Christian churches, though many of them operate under the looming threat of violence from extremist groups? Attending church services can be a life-threatening decision for Christians in Pakistan, as many congregations require heavy security measures to prevent attacks. Extremist groups often target churches with bombings, arson, or violence, leading to devastating consequences for those simply seeking to practice their faith. The persecution of Christians in Pakistan is deeply rooted in societal discrimination and religious extremism. Christians are often relegated to low-status jobs, such as sanitation work, and face significant barriers in education and healthcare. These barriers reinforce their marginalized status, making it difficult for them to rise above the poverty line or gain equal access to opportunities available to others in the country. One of the greatest challenges faced by Christians in Pakistan is the constant fear of blasphemy accusations. These accusations, often baseless, can lead to mob violence or legal action, with penalties as severe as death. The Christian community lives under a cloud of fear, knowing that a single accusation could ruin their lives, tear families apart, or force them into hiding. For Christians in Pakistan, survival means navigating a deeply divided society where religious intolerance is the norm and discrimination is a daily reality. What makes Yemen such a dangerous place for Christians? Yemen, with a population of 31 million in 2024, is a country ravaged by civil war and political instability, where Christians make up less than 1% of the population. The combination of lawlessness, religious extremism, and societal hostility creates an environment where Christians face life-threatening risks on a daily basis. Did you know that in Yemen, converting from Islam to Christianity is considered one of the gravest betrayals? Apostasy, the act of leaving Islam, is punishable by death in many parts of the country. The war has only amplified this persecution, with both government forces and extremist groups alike showing no tolerance for those practicing Christianity. Christians in Yemen are forced to keep their faith a secret, as openly identifying as Christian can lead to immediate punishment, arrest, or worse. How many Christian churches are there in Yemen in 2024? The answer is startling: fewer than 5, and these are mainly reserved for expatriates. The local Christian population, made up mostly of converts, must hide their worship, often gathering in secret locations like private homes. The fear of discovery looms large, as any hint of Christianity in public can bring violent retribution from both government authorities and militant groups. Why don't Christians simply leave Yemen? The ongoing civil war has created a humanitarian crisis that makes it incredibly difficult for anyone, especially Christians, to escape. Many are trapped in the country with few resources, and the dangers of fleeing outweigh the small safety they find by hiding within their communities. Moving around too much or seeking help can also draw suspicion, putting them at further risk. Constantly on the run, many Christians live in a state of fear, never able to fully settle or reveal their true faith. For Christians in Yemen, survival means remaining invisible in a country where religious freedom is virtually non-existent. Why is Somalia such a hostile place for Christians? Somalia, a country of 17 million people in 2024, has Islam as its state religion, and any departure from it is seen as an affront to society and law. In a country where militant groups like Al-Shabaab exert tremendous power, Christians are seen as enemies of the state. Less than 1% of Somalia's population identifies as Christian, and for those who do, practicing their faith openly is a death sentence. Did you know that Somalia has no officially recognized Christian churches? The relentless persecution has forced the Christian community to go underground, with believers often gathering in private homes or undisclosed locations. The risk of being found is ever present, as the government and extremist groups enforce a strict interpretation of Sharia law, which mandates harsh penalties for anyone practicing Christianity. What makes it impossible for Christians to live openly in Somalia? The presence of extremist groups like Al-Shabaab is a significant factor. This militant group enforces a brutal version of Sharia law, with no tolerance for religious deviation. Christians are hunted down, and the government often turns a blind eye to the atrocities committed against them. In fact, in many cases, the authorities actively participate in the oppression of Christians, making it clear that there is no safe refuge for those who want to worship freely. For Christians in Somalia, life is a constant game of survival. They must hide their faith, conceal their worship, and live under the daily threat of violence. Even discussing Christianity with a trusted friend can lead to deadly consequences, making Somalia one of the most perilous countries in the world for Christians in 2024. Why is Libya so perilous for Christians? Libya, with a population of 7 million in 2024, is a country engulfed in chaos, where extremist groups control vast areas, making it one of the most unstable places on earth. In this volatile environment, Christians are frequently targeted by militias simply because of their faith. The lack of a central authority has allowed lawlessness to flourish, leaving Christians vulnerable to relentless persecution. How many Christian churches are there in Libya in 2024? The answer is grim: fewer than 10, and most of these serve expatriates. For local Christians, worship is not only difficult but dangerous. They must gather in secret, often fearing for their lives due to the ever-present threat of violence from extremist groups. Why is there no protection for Christians in Libya? The absence of a functional central government has led to widespread anarchy. meaning Christians have no one to turn to for help or protection. Many Christians in Libya are foreign workers who endure brutal working conditions and face constant threats to their lives. With no legal system to uphold their rights and no safe place to practice their faith, Libya remains one of the most hazardous places for Christians in the world. Number 4, Sudan, a country torn by faith. Why is Sudan such a hostile environment for Christians? Sudan, with a population of 48 million in 2024, has a long and troubled history of religious conflict, particularly following the secession of South Sudan. The country's laws continue to heavily favor Islam, making life exceedingly difficult for Christians, who are often seen as second-class citizens in their own country. How many Christian churches are there in Sudan in 2024? Sudan is home to around 1,000 Christian churches, but these institutions are constantly under threat from extremists. Many churches have been destroyed in recent years, and those that remain must operate in fear of being attacked or shut down by authorities. Why do Christians face such intense persecution in Sudan? The government, along with extremist groups, views Christianity as a direct challenge to Islamic dominance. In some parts of the country, converting from Islam to Christianity is punishable by death, reinforcing the oppressive atmosphere for Christians. The ongoing religious tensions between communities continue to stoke violence and fuel persecution, making Sudan a dangerous place for Christians seeking to practice their faith openly. Number 3, Iran, faith under siege. What makes Iran so oppressive toward Christians? With a population of 87 million in 2024, Iran is a strict Islamic theocracy where deviating from the state-approved religion is met with harsh punishment. In Iran, converting from Islam to Christianity is not only frowned upon but considered a criminal offense punishable by death. Christians, especially those who convert from Islam, face severe persecution. How many Christian churches exist in Iran in 2024? There are about 300 officially recognized Christian churches, primarily serving the Armenian and Assyrian communities. However, these churches are heavily scrutinized and monitored by the government, leaving little room for open expression of faith. Underground churches, which cater to the growing population of converts, operate in constant fear of being discovered and shut down by authorities. Yet why is Christianity growing despite these risks? In a surprising twist, Christianity is reportedly growing in Iran, particularly among the younger generation. Iran's underground Christian community is one of the fastest growing in the world. The government's attempts to crack down on religious expression seem to only strengthen the resolve of those seeking spiritual freedom, driving more people toward Christianity as they seek solace in faith despite the immense risks. Number 2, Maldives. Where beyond paradise lies a dark side. Why are Christians not welcome in the Maldives? The Maldives, known globally as a tropical paradise, hides a darker reality when it comes to religious freedom. With a population of around 550,000 in 2024, the Maldivian constitution mandates that all citizens must be Muslim, making it illegal to practice any other religion. This leaves no room for religious diversity, forcing Christians to live in the shadows. How many Christian churches are there in the Maldives in 2024? None. Christians, including expatriates and tourists, must practice their faith in complete secrecy. The government strictly enforces Islamic law, and any public display of Christianity or any other religion besides Islam is swiftly and harshly punished. Why is the situation for Christians so severe? The Maldivian government maintains extensive surveillance over religious practices, ensuring that any deviation from Islamic norms is swiftly addressed. Even tourists visiting the Maldives can be punished for practicing Christianity. Behind the Maldives' image as a dream vacation destination lies a stark reality. Religious freedom is non-existent, making it a perilous place for Christians and other religious minorities. Number 1, Mauritania, the ignored struggle. Why is Mauritania the most dangerous country for Christians? With a population of 5 million in 2024, Mauritania enforces one of the most severe interpretations of Islamic law in the world. Apostasy, leaving Islam, is considered a grave crime, punishable by death. This strict enforcement of Sharia law makes Mauritania an exceptionally hostile environment for Christians, particularly for those who have converted from Islam. How many Christian churches are there in Mauritania in 2024? There are none. Christians in Mauritania must worship in secret, often gathering in private homes under the constant threat of being discovered. The Christian community is small and vulnerable, forced to hide their faith in fear of severe consequences. Why is it so difficult for Christians to escape persecution in Mauritania? The government's rigid enforcement of Sharia law and the societal rejection of any faith outside of Islam create a suffocating atmosphere for Christians. Even discussing Christianity can lead to imprisonment or worse. The total absence of religious freedom makes it nearly impossible for Christians to live openly or seek refuge, solidifying Mauritania as the most dangerous Muslim-majority country for Christians in 2024. Did you find this deep dive into the grim realities faced by Christians in 2024 informative? If yes, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your support helps us continue to shed light on these hidden struggles. Thanks for watching.